what could I do to get both of these lions to talk?
Oh, well, I think that to get these two lions in the same room and get them to talk, it is a diplomatic job. There are many people who know us and who know Kagame and me. Those people can always make it happen. And they had tried. In 2005, I was speaking in Seattle at the university, and one of his friends, when he heard my speech, he asked to meet me. I was ready to meet him. Then he said, no, we met for breakfast. We had to share that breakfast and talk. He told me that, listen, Paul, are you willing to meet with President Kagame and talk? I want to make it possible. And actually, Kagame has asked me to try and do it. I said, okay, there's no objection. Why should I say no? I'm not saying no. It was in March 2005. So when I said yes, I'm willing to do it, he went on, organized a meeting with President Kagame. Then I was supposed to go to Show Hotel Rwanda in 2000, the same year, in April, slightly before the commemoration. I was not able to travel and go to Rwanda that time. Then in his speech, Kagame talked about me from the beginning to the end, and my wife was sitting there. All the diplomats were laughing, with some of them scared of her life, because Kagame was talking about people, the Hollywood made heroes. He saying that they are heroes, they fabricate them. So I had an appointment with him on April 11. I told his friends that, listen, this man who is insulting me in the public, in front of all his politicians, diplomats, all the everybody on the TVs, radios, you want us to meet? What are we going to talk about? I did not, so I canceled this appointment. But otherwise, it had been organized by some of his friends. So I think that if his friends can happen to cajole that lion, bring him in a room, well, me, I'm here. If they can bring another one, another lion, we'll meet and we'll talk. I believe, as I said, in the powers of words. I believe that words are the most powerful weapons of life and also of death, depending on how we use our words. So I can always talk to him. We can always deal.
We have read that in Rwanda, the government feels that the best way to heal is for all people to call themselves Rwandans, not Tutsi or Hutu or Twa. What do you think of that policy?
I think this is very wrong. That is a very wrong policy. They say this, they tell this to you people from the international community. Otherwise, you and I know very well that in Rwanda there was a genocide. So if there are no Hutus, there are no Tutsis, then who killed who? We know that in Rwanda, after the war in 1994, which ended up in a genocide, there is someone somewhere lost power. Another person got that power. Now who lost? Who won the power? Who is there ruling? This is another hidden way of telling the people whenever they want this is good for them. Oh, well, don't worry, we are not Hutus, we are not Tutsis. We are Rwandans. everybody knows that other people on the top level of the leadership of the country are Tutsis. So as long as this will happen that way, we say that there are no Hutus, there are no Tutsis, because this only is in the government's interest, in President Kagame's and his government interest. So that is when he says there are no Hutus, there are no Tutsis. It is also a way to tell his fellow Tutsis, who, for instance, the survivors, because they are also not really members of the government. So you cannot tell, it is a way of telling them that they are also members of the government because of everything, the government, the business, because RPF, the Rwandan Patriotic Front, has taken over everything for the power, business, there's nothing left. So, and this is a tiny group of elite. This is a cover-up so that they can occupy, they can now have everything on their own. And as we are kind of, intimidated, we are Rwandans. Is that enough? You can see that Rwandans who are in power, who have everything, are those ones who used to be refugees, the former refugees in Uganda. They are the same warlords in the Congo today. So everything is so clear. I think that being a Hutu or being a Tutsi is not that the problem. I was born in a mixed family, and I'm proud of that. I'm proud of my father and my mother. So why should I say, no, these people do not exist anymore? And even if we try, are we going to succeed forever with Tutsis on power and millions of Hutus in exile? Do you think, does someone believe that this theory can last forever? To me, I don't think so. It is a kind of cheating, not telling the whole truth. There is a hidden truth somewhere. There is someone somewhere who wants to take everything for himself and pretend that because he's a Rwandan, he's no more a Tutsi, it is a Rwandan. Okay.
Ben Affleck does a lot of work in the Eastern Congo. When we visited with him, we asked him what kids in America could do to help kids on the shore of Lake Kivu. What do you think we could do?
You can do a lot to help those kids over there. One of the most important things you can do for those kids, you can just be their voice. Those kids need a voice. Those kids have been implicated in a war for the last 17 years. Since 1996, when the Rwandan army invaded the Congo, those kids are no more going to schools because going to school is a luxury which is not afforded during a war. Even those ones who happen to go there, they really don't have the best education. You can imagine. Many young girls like you are being used as slaves, sex slaves. Many others have been raped and thrown on the streets. Many women have been also raped. The United Nations are talking about hundreds of thousands of women who have been raped. Many young boys, like Drake, are also recruited as young child soldiers. So you can be the voice for those your age mates, those other kids like you. Of course, you can also advocate for them because that region is wounded, very poor, miserable. You can advocate as young kids and also talk for them and promote their education. They ask your people here, who other people have means, to help them, to help build some schools. Schools have been destroyed. Teachers are no more trained. So everything is upside down. I think that you, as their age mate, you can do a lot to help them. Tell your congressmen, your lawmakers, your senators, and they always forward the message up to the right people.
Gangs are the closest thing we have to child soldiers. How can we help kids our age from wanting to hurt each other?
You can you can bring them in your organizations. Why don't you bring them and work with them as you are together this morning, asking me these questions, interviewing me. Bring them together through many different programs and bring them into your associations. This is the only way, and show them that you love them, that the world did not forget them. Because many people in a very tough situation, they always tend to think that the whole world has ignored them. Show them love. Once you show love to people, they always come to you.
Every year, our school has a theme. This year, it comes from a poem by Walt Whitman. It is The Power of Story. What's your verse? What do you hope your verse is in this story of Rwanda?
Well, the power of story. This is a very good theme, and I love it as well. There are many stories, and those stories are to be told. The Rwandan story, the Rwandan history, and the Rwandan stories have been told, but not yet enough. We still have to spread the message. And this is why you see me traveling all over the world. Today, I'm here. And then tomorrow, this afternoon, I'll be in Los Angeles. And after tomorrow, I'm traveling to Sweden. I'm going to Stockholm, meeting humanitarians from all over the world. I will be doing a lot of other things, and this is my mission. So I think that we need to spread the message. There is a message. We need to talk about it. We need to talk about what is going on in the country. We need to talk about the political space in Rwanda. We need to talk about human rights records. We need to talk about the freedom of media. Media in Rwanda. You have to tell what the Rwandan government wants you to tell. So you need to have that freedom and say what you want to say, what you feel like saying. Have that feel as you. This is the right message. This is a theme that people should always think about and develop. We always need dialogue.
Our headmaster says at the end of the day, we should be able to say 3 things. Wow, thank you, I love you. Can you teach us how to say that in Kinyarwanda?
That, wow, oh.
Wow, thank you.
Murakoze. Wow, oh, murakoze. Ndabakunda.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You are a good man, Paul.
We need to help one another.
That is the only thing that is keeping us alive.